Bradley Jaybert, reporting for the University of Wisconsin Whitewater. Ayahuasca was the talk of the season for Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Standing in the presence of the Packer legacy at Lambeau Field, knowing the season has ended, the team loathes not making the playoffs. The Soldier Field rivalry sits in limbo as the Chicago Bears decide their home field's fate. The fear of moving the team to Arlington Heights, Illinois matched the media's Ayahuasca A-Rod spotlight. Fans at Soldier Field claim the December 4th game against the Packers was the matchup of the year. The greatest experience happened at the 2-minute warning, watching them leave. I'm Bradley Jaybert, reporting at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, with your Packers end-of-year Fear and Loathing recap report. The Ayahuasca A-Rod Packer end-of-season Fear and Loathing recap report will take us on a trip behind the scenes in the journalism field with someone who's a less desirable. Traveling the road of entering the journalism field presents many challenges, especially as a non-traditional valedictory gonzo journalist. We crusty old veterans who take full advantage of our free college end up being the leftovers and drifters in the media. The Ayahuasca A-Rod end-of-season report profiles individuals, one being the curator of the Packer Hall of Fame, whose interview went completely south and ended with a follow-up phone call to his manager. On January 24th, Brent Hensel obliged to interview. The interview sought the first-hand glimpse of what the curator does. Just a simple worker profile they taught us in feature rating 303. What was meant to be a showcase feature turned ugly and ended up being a spotlight regarding the rude conversational exchange and an uncomfortable experience. Be advised, if you're a university journalist, Hensel's probably not the person you want to interview. While hanging out in Soldier Field on December 4th, the talk was the new stadium at Arlington Heights. What would be the future of the Packer rivalry? What's going to happen, and how is Green Bay and the Bears going to go into this? The legends of the past found in retrospect, combined with the mindset of those who are dealing with fear of what's going to happen next, greatly affects and impacts the future of the Packers versus Bears rivalry. Another profile for the year received an opportunity to play against the Packers versus Eagles in Week 12. Packer fans witnessed a backup quarterback named Jordan Love breathe new life into the team. Jordan Love and the 7-point loss to the Philadelphia Eagles proved that although in the previous talk of the media that the Packers were eliminated, the Packers actually had an opportunity going into the Soldier Field game on December 4th to seize the day with a road paved in green and gold as a wild card contender in the playoffs. Sadly, Aaron Rodgers fell flat on his face at the end of the season with a disappointment. At least he scored a free trip to London out of the deal. Let's take a commercial break and come back and we'll unpack the recap. Are you stuck in a toxic relationship being held hostage by a future-faking love bomber? Need a way out? The Sacred Warrior Fellowship Incorporated can help. Please take advantage of our free services on WordPress, Facebook, and SoundCloud. New beginnings are on the horizon and waiting for you on the other side. Welcome back. Let's unpack what the recap looks like. There is never a dull moment regarding the Chicago Bears versus Green Bay Packers rivalry legacy. The Packer Hall of Fame boasts and hosts several Lombardi trophies. Through the lens of retrospect, which is history, the rivalry began long before Vince Lombardi, but the rivalry was built on the mindset of winning, established by Vince Lombardi. Those who visit the Packer Hall of Fame know Lombardi built and established the Packers through his ideology, which was winning isn't everything, but wanting to win is. And when it comes to losing to the Bears, the Packers have the upper hand. Looking back at the rivalry through introspect, let's say through the lens of the mindset of a losing coach, the rivalry recognizes Bears head coach Dave Wannstedt as one of the biggest losers, who holds the title for Loathing, boasting a season-best 56.3% win average, according to ProFootballReference.com. Aside from Loathing as losers, the Windy City's future sits in limbo, starting with Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who took to social media with her frustration. Through her public address argument on Twitter, the mayor argues that the city's rumors of moving to Arlington Heights, Illinois, is a negotiation tactic and that their contract is up in 2033. Her ongoing dilemma as a stakeholder in the Windy City and as a season ticket holder and longtime fan of the Bears, ultimately Lightfoot's dilemma, according to the Chicago Tribune, faces the reality that the Bears could break their contract in 2026. The stake at hand comes down to the fact a new stadium increases attendance and a relocation offers an opportunity for investors. The Bears' worst fear happened on December 4th. The Packer comeback came to life. Looking back in retrospect, Packer fans know players like Reggie White helped establish fear and loathing with the Chicago Bears, who empowered Packer Nation as the Minister of Defense. Looking back on the rivalry between Chicago and Green Bay, not all players from the Reggie White era were looked upon with favor and green-lighted by the Packers fans. Quarterback Jim McMahon, from the Windy City standpoint, bears the color yellow with the Packers team. From a rivalry standpoint, very seldom do you see a leader receive 2 Super Bowl rings from 2 teams with such a long-standing rivalry. The witnessing of Jim McMahon as the backup quarterback for Brett Favre, from a legendary standpoint, receives mixed feelings. Let's come back and talk more about the season recap. We'll unpack the loathing portion of the report. Radbird Ad Hoc Ads and Copywriting Services provides an affordable and viable option for your advertising needs. Why pay more for studio hourly rates when the service can come right to you? Reach out, Radbird Ad Hoc Ads and Copywriting Services. Formality costs too much. The 2022 season, from the retrospect of Lombardi's legacy, took a new twist with a little dash of ayahuasca through the Rodgers regime. So in retrospect, looking back on the 2022 season, fans wonder, where did the 8-9 season-ending record turn for the worst? Was it the Packers' coaching coordination, the players' lack of ball handling, the ayahuasca, or all the above? Well, at least the Packers don't have to walk away with a defeat from the Bears at Soldier Field. All who are a part of the Green Bay Packers versus Chicago Bears rivalry legacy mutually share respect, loyalty, and trash talking on social media as their investment in their team. Even though Packers fans walk away from the 2022 season with crushed playoff hopes, at least Packer fans don't have to deal with the legacy of crappy memes on social media that say that the Bears still suck. Bradley J. Burt reporting in Chicago, Illinois at Soldier Field. Today we're going to come and check out the Bears beat the Packers.
Hey Bears, it's Aaron Jason, and today we're talking about exercise. So we asked Justin Jones what his favorite workout to do is, and you've got the chance to guess it right now.
Squatting. It's got to do the squat.
Popular exercise is
Squats.
Is it A, push-ups, B, pull-ups, or C, squats?
No one likes pull-ups.
C squats.
All right, let's see if Jason's the winner.
Damn.
That's right, Jason. Thanks for playing advocate here, Q&A. You still get $25 if Bears players, courtesy of
Yeah. It's like 4.5. It's half.
The Green Bay Packers showed out at the end there with the final score of 28-19. A whole lot of fear in the first half led to not having to worry about a little bit of loathing, although there is a lot of loathing going on here in Chicago today after losing to the Packers. I'm Bradley J. Burt, reporting in Chicago, Illinois at Soldier Field for the Capstone, the Jaded Patriot Press. Happy holidays. The Packers season ends, lamenting is felt in the air. Titletown fears rumors of Rodgers leaving the team. Ayahuasca A-Rod's leadership showed life until the Lions came to town. Drama, tears, and spilled beers at Lambeau Field tell the story of the 2022 Packers season. The 4-time MVP leaves 2022, loathing the drop passes and personal fouls being showcased during season newsreels. What happened next will unveil the 2023 road ahead. The season highlight, Rodgers' legacy at Soldier Field reigns supreme. Nothing beats seeing a comeback win against the Bears. I'm Bradley J. Burt, reporting at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, with your Fear and Loathing season recap report. I'm Bradley J. Burt, reporting at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, with your Fear and Loathing season recap report.
First and 10 for the Packers.
The fear of gathering information starts with the phone call in the beginning of your college career and never ends. Harnessing the energy will save loathing later. The season highlights collected during commercials came from Google searches, newsfeed shares, interview requests, and live streamed footage. The live streams are the documentary of what went on during commercial break and what happens during the news gathering process. The key to remaining viable when profiling a story during the news gathering process requires having a solid topic. Fear and Loathing, Ayahuasca, the cockpit of the Packers versus Bears rivalry as a fan, along with hard stats and facts, are the pastels that make journalism great.